focused on language clarification. Alright, we always want to deal with MFP, okay? Meaning, form, pronunciation. Meaning always comes first, and then form pronunciation is this
Doesn't matter.
can be switched, right? Okay, so let's take a look at these sentences here, right? So usually the typical way of teaching language thoroughly is first to activate the student's mind with an activity, okay? Now at least this activity should be focused on meaning. Ideally, you can also touch on form of pronunciation, but the bare minimum what? Meaning, okay? So you're given an activity, for example, let's say like a matching activity, right? You have numbers here, letters here, okay? Students have to match corresponding letter to the right number, right? And it has to be regardless of the use of the language or its definition, perhaps a picture that demonstrates its meaning, something similar to that, okay? So then they do the activity by themselves, individually, and then what happens? And pair check, okay? And then we come back to whole class feedback, okay? When we come back to whole class feedback, first you want to give feedback to the activity, okay? So for example, if it's, match the number with the letter, okay, you go, let's say this is number 1, for example, okay? Okay, so you're saying, I'll put you through, okay? Which letter does that correspond with? A, right? How about this one? I'm calling about is which letter? D. Okay. And can I speak to is G. All right, so first you go through, you give feedback on the task, okay? Then you want to give CCQs for meaning, okay? For example, say, I'll put you through, all right? So when I say I'll put you through, what's a good CCQ you use for this one?
Trying to remember. I'll put you through is about, who would you say this, who would say this?
Okay.
Right, is this something that you would ever, who's the person who says this? Do you say this when you call someone?
Yeah, okay, I'll put you through, what kind of person would say something like this?
Right, yeah, that was it.
A secretary.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
so a secretary,
Right.
receptionist, right? Alright, so great, so yeah, we have Hector here. So if I'm working over here and Hector says I'll put you through to Eric, this means he's gonna give me a phone call or something, right? Send me a phone call or a different phone. Okay, you CCQ this, you deepen the understanding of the general meaning that they've already had, or they've already got a concept of it in activity, right? So then after you CCQ for meaning, you can either go to form or pronunciation, right? So let's think about form. What are some, first we do overall. Okay, I'll put you through. Okay, what part of speech is that? Is that a phrase, a noun, or a verb? What is that?
Put you through?
Yeah, I'll put you through.
It's a sentence, I'll put you through.
Yeah, I'll put you through, but it's kind of a common, is it like a common phrase, or is it just a single verb or noun?
Put you through is a verb phrase, right?
Sure, a verb phrase. That's exactly what it is, okay? A verb phrase. So a type of phrase, all right? So that's the overall kind of form of what we're dealing with. Then after that, we need to salient features. And we can say, okay, so first you can say if you have all of a common kind of part of speech, we say, okay, so what are these anyways? What would we call these part of speech, right? Are these fixed expressions? Are they phrases? Are they verbal phrases, etc.? So they're all basically verbal phrases. So you can write that. Then you're going to go into the salient features, okay? Something you'd like to highlight. So here, I'll put you through. All right, so we say, where's the verb here? Where's the main verb? Put. Good. So main verb. What's this is a contraction of what two words? I and will. Right? Will being a modal verb with contraction. So you can kind of point out this. Right? And you might might want to mention different uses of it, okay? For example, I'm putting you through, if I'm talking about right now, how would I say this sentence?
I'm putting, I
I'm-
will put, or no.
When I'm putting you through.
Well, you wouldn't say that, right? Actually, yeah. So think about the for, right? Think about for, how you say it. It's kind of a fixed kind of phrase here. I'll put you through, right?
You could also reverse it.
How about
It's like,
this?
please switch
the
me through.
Can you switch the pronoun? What if I'm talking about Hector?
Yeah,
What would I say? He'll put you through.
yeah.
Okay? Yeah, good. Etc. So then we go on to pronunciation. Okay? First thing we deal with is syllables. Okay? Syllables and stress. Right? Here we don't have any focused words that we're dealing with. Okay? So now we're going to be dealing with not the word level, but the sentence level. Okay? Put is just one syllable, so that's simple, right? Like how many syllables is put? One. Do I have to say, oh, where's the main stress? If there's only one syllable? No, just one syllable. So you just put it down. Okay? Put you through. Alright, so here, then you can elicit what gets the main stress. So listen to me. First you always model, then you elicit. So I'll put you through. What words get stressed here? I'll put you through.
Put
Put and through.
Good. Put and through. So these are have main stress. That means that these are reduced stress, right? I usually put brackets where things are reduced stress.
You call it weak form?
Weak form, and then we go to weak forms, okay? So the weak form, what's the weak form of you? I'll put you through. How do I pronounce that? I'll put you through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can write it like this. You can either do the J, which is like the typical IPA way of doing it, but for students' knowledge, I kind of like just the Y and the schwa, okay? Yeah. And even if they don't understand the IPA, right, when you model it, they associate it with that imagery, okay? As time goes by, they'll pick it up, okay? So say with me, I'll put you through.
Put you through.
Model and drill it. Then move on. Okay. So let's go over here. Let's take Devin's
So.
activity for example. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Tiffany. Yes.
So, are you, sorry, I forget what this. So do you write the phonetic symbols and things before you've modeled and drilled and then model and drill, or can you do you model and drill, put that up, and then do it again?
Yeah, it's a good question. So first, I was, and let's go to connected speech too. Okay. So how do I pronounce these two together? I'll put you through.
Gotcha.
Say with that
Put you.
shell, right?
Put you.
So you can make a little symbol here, and here's the IPA chum, right? Connect those together. Say big chum. Chum. I'll put you through.
I'll put you through.
All right. So here, for first you elicit, or first you model, elicit, give visual support to show them how to pronounce it.
And then do it again.
Model, drill.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right, so let's go over here. So go for a checkup, right? So first, she gave a little activity, matching one again. Okay. So let's say this was number one. First thing we do after they do the students do the activity, then they do a what?
Fair check.
Pair check, and then come up for whole class feedback, right? First thing we do after they're done the activity, we bring whole class feedback, give feedback to the task, okay? So, number one, so you ask the students, what was answer number one? We give A. You write it here, or you can write it there, okay? How about number two? C. And then number three, F. Etc., etc. Okay? As you go down, then you come up, and what's the next step?
CCQs?
CCQs. Alright, good. So you asked some nice CCQs here. So go for a checkup. So when I go for a checkup, Does this mean that I've got a serious injury that needs immediate care right away? No. Okay. Are you ill when you go for a checkup? No, right? Or do you know that you're ill? Right?
Yeah.
All right. Is this something that you do routinely, or is it something that you only do that you do all of a sudden?
Routine.
Well, you should do it routinely, right? Generally speaking, how often do people you know go for a checkup a year? Once, twice, 3 times, maybe something like that, right? Do you go for a checkup? Depending. Anyways, CCQ like that, right? So you give some CCQs to kind of deepen their meaning of what a checkup is. So you can ask them, okay, what kind of things do you do at a checkup? Right? You get your blood checked, you know, et cetera, whatever. Yeah. So CCQ it. Now you go on to form. Okay. So overall, what kind of phrase is it again? Verbal phrase. Okay. And if they all have a theme, okay, you could just say these are all verbal phrases, right? Yeah. Then you go to salient features, right? All right, so to go for a checkup, you could say, for example, to go for a checkup, you can check, okay, so if I say I go for a checkup twice a year, right? What about my father? If I want to say he, we say he goes for a checkup, okay? What if later today, I'm going for a checkup or something like that, okay? So you can point out some salient features of how to use it, okay? And point out that you can change this verb, for example, right? So you can kind of go like that. Okay? Yesterday, what was it here? Went for a checkup, right? Okay, let's go down to pronunciation. All right, first syllables, okay? So here we have, it's a verbal phrase, we have a verb, but we have a clear noun associated with each one, right? So say with me, checkup. Checkup. How many syllables are in that word? 2, right? And where is the main stress?
On check.
On check, right? So when we have 2 words together, what usually gets the main stress? The first or second word? First. The first, okay? In compound words, usually the first word gets stressed. Then you can talk about stress at the word level, you go to the sentence level. So in a sentence, you can model it, like I said. I go for a checkup every year, okay? So where's the main stress on that? I go for a checkup. I go for a checkup. Go and checkup, right? What's reduced? For. Okay? So here you can mention schwa and fora, schwa. Same thing. Go for a checkup.
Go for a checkup.
What happens with the R? R and the A. Do these combine? Yes. So say with me. Go for a checkup.
Go for a checkup.
Good. So that's basically how we do it. So that's kind of the order of how to go about.
Yeah.
Any questions?